In March 2025, a team of Italian and Scottish researchers, spearheaded by Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi from the University of Strathclyde, announced a groundbreaking yet highly controversial discovery: a vast underground complex beneath the Khafre Pyramid at Giza, Egypt. Utilizing synthetic aperture radar, or SR technology, they claim to have identified an extensive network of chambers and shafts that could potentially rewrite the history of ancient Egypt and challenge long-held assumptions about the purpose of the Giza Pyramids. This essay provides an exhaustive, highly informative exploration of the discovery, detailing the findings, methodology, scientific reception, implications, and the speculative connection to the legendary Hall of Records. It also addresses the skepticism and controversy surrounding the claims, offering a balanced perspective grounded in available evidence and expert opinions as of March 30th, 2025. The Giza Plateau, home to the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre and Menkaure, has captivated humanity for millennia. Constructed around 4,500 years ago during Egypt's Old Kingdom, circa 2630 to 2611 BCE, these monumental structures are traditionally interpreted as royal tombs built with astonishing precision using rudimentary tools like ramps, sledges and levers. The Khafre Pyramid, standing 136 meters tall with a base of 215 meters per side, is the second largest of the trio, positioned on a limestone plateau west of the Nile River. Its enduring mysteries, such as its alignment with celestial bodies and mathematical proportions incorporating pi and the golden ratio, have long fueled speculation about purposes beyond burial, including theories of energy generation, astronomical observation, or even advanced technological functions. The March 15, 2025 press release from Malanga and Biondi's team introduced a bold claim. Beneath the Khafre Pyramid lies a subterranean complex of unprecedented scale, detected through advanced radar imaging. Described as encompassing 5 identical chambers, 8 deep shafts extending 648 meters, and 2 massive cubic chambers, this network allegedly spans 2 kilometers and may underlie all 3 Giza pyramids, dwarfing their above-ground volume by a factor of 10. The researchers further speculate that this could be the fabled Hall of Records, a mythical repository of ancient knowledge. However, these assertions have ignited a firestorm of debate, with mainstream Egyptologists dismissing them as unproven and sensational, highlighting the absence of peer-reviewed validation and the technical limitations of the methodology employed. This survey note aims to dissect every facet of this claim, from the minutiae of the findings to the broader implications, while critically evaluating the evidence, or lack thereof, and situating the discovery within the context of both established archaeology and fringe theories.
The researchers' announcement, disseminated through a press release and amplified by media outlets such as and describes a subterranean network of extraordinary complexity. Below is a detailed breakdown of the claimed structures. 1. 5 identical multi-level chambers. Location positioned near the base of the Khafre Pyramid, carved into the bedrock of the Giza Plateau. Structure. Each chamber features 5 horizontal levels with sloping roofs, interconnected by geometric pathways suggestive of deliberate design. Dimensions. While exact sizes remain unspecified in public reports, their multi-level nature implies significant vertical and horizontal extent. Significance. The uniformity and connectivity suggest a planned, functional layout rather than random voids or natural formations. 2. 8. Vertical cylindrical shafts. Depth. Extending 648 meters, approximately 2,125 feet below the surface, a depth exceeding the Khafre Pyramid's height by nearly 5-fold. Design described as hollow wells encircled by descending spiral staircases indicating potential human access or engineering purpose. Configuration. The shafts are uniformly distributed, possibly serving as conduits or structural supports within the complex. Notable feature. This depth is unprecedented in known Egyptian archaeology, raising questions about construction techniques and purpose. Two large cubic chambers, location positioned at the deepest points where the shafts converge, approximately 648 meters underground. Size. Each chamber measures 80 meters per side, yielding a volume of 512,000 cubic meters per chamber, comparable to a modern skyscraper's footprint. Purpose. Their vast size and depth suggest a significant role, potentially as storage, ritual spaces, or mechanical hubs. Scale. Together, these chambers alone represent a monumental subterranean feat, dwarfing known underground structures like the Osiris shaft, which is 30 meters deep. 4. Overall extent. The network allegedly spans 2 kilometers horizontally, potentially extending beneath all 3 Giza pyramids, and encompassing a volume 10 times larger than the pyramids themselves. The Great Pyramid's volume is approximately 2.6 million cubic meters. This scale suggests an interconnected system, possibly linking the pyramids in a unified subterranean framework. Media reports, such as News 18's Pyramids or Ancient Power Grids, speculate that these findings align with alternative theories positing the pyramids as components of an ancient technological system, echoing ideas from Nikola Tesla, who explored electromagnetic resonance, and Christopher Dunn, author of The Giza Power Plant. However, such interpretations remain speculative absent concrete evidence. The discovery hinges on synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, a remote sensing technology typically used for surface mapping and shallow subsurface imaging. SAR Basics. SAR, as outlined by NASA, emits radar pulses at microwave frequencies, for example, X-band at 9.6 GHz, and records their reflections to generate high-resolution images. It excels in all weather conditions and is widely used in archaeology for detecting buried structures. In dry, sandy environments like Giza, SAR waves typically penetrate 1 to 5 meters, depending on soil conductivity and frequency. Deeper imaging requires lower frequencies, such as ground-penetrating radar at 100 MHz, but resolution diminishes. The team's approach. Previous work. Malanga and Biondi's 2022 study applied SAR Doppler tomography to the Great Pyramid, analyzing micro-movements from seismic waves to map internal structures. This built on their expertise in radar signal processing. Khafre application. For the Khafre Pyramid, they combined SAR with seismic vibration analysis, transforming radar signals into phononic information to detect millimetric shifts in subsurface materials. This hybrid method, detailed in March 2025, claims to reveal structures invisible to traditional techniques like muon tomography or gravimetry. The announcement has polarized the scientific community, with mainstream Egyptologists and geophysicists largely dismissing it while fringe theorists embrace its implications. Skeptics' arguments. Zahi Hawass, the former Egyptian Minister of Antiquities, in March 2025, labeled the claims fake news, citing decades of studies, muon tomography, gravimetry, and ground-penetrating radar, that found no evidence of vast subsurface complexes. He asserts the Khafre Pyramid's base is solid bedrock, precluding large chambers. Lawrence Conyers, a geophysicist quoted in March 2025, suggested the radar might detect small features but called a vast city an exaggeration unsupported by data. Technical critique. Experts in March 2025 note that SAR's deep imaging capability is unproven with penetration depths far below 648 meters, requiring alternative methods like seismic reflection, not radar alone. Credibility concerns. Malanga's prior work on UFOs and alien abductions and the absence of peer-reviewed publication undermine the team's authority. Supporters' perspective. Innovation defense proponents argue that the novel SAR seismic hybrid could detect what older methods missed, especially if structures are acoustically distinct. Historical precedent. Small underground features like the Osiris shaft and the Great Pyramid's void suggest undiscovered spaces are plausible, though not on this scale. Lack of validation. The absence of a peer-reviewed paper, independent verification, or physical evidence is a critical gap. Egyptian authorities have not commented, and excavation permits are notoriously difficult to obtain. The controversy reflects a broader tension between cutting-edge technology and established archaeology, exacerbated by the researchers' sensational framing and unconventional backgrounds. A provocative aspect of the claim is its potential link to the Hall of Records, a concept rooted in mythology rather than archaeology. Origins: the Hall of Records is a legendary chamber beneath Giza, purportedly housing ancient knowledge, possibly from Atlantis. Popularized by psychic Edgar Cayce in the 1930s, it lacks physical evidence and is absent from ancient Egyptian texts. Researchers claim Malanga and Biondi suggest the cubic chambers could be this repository, citing their size and depth as consistent with a significant archive. Critique mainstream scholars dismiss this as speculative, noting no artifacts, inscriptions, or prior digs support the myth. The link appears driven by media hype rather than data. This association amplifies the discovery's allure but further distances it from scientific credibility, aligning it with alternative histories rather than empirical study. If verified, the discovery could transform our understanding of ancient Egypt and human history. Pyramid functionality. Beyond tombs, the complex might indicate technological purposes, energy generation, water management, or subterranean habitation, supported by the shaft's depth and chamber's scale. Mathematical alignments and engineering complexity could suggest advanced knowledge predating known civilizations. Historical revision. Some reports claim the structures might be 38,000 years old, predating the Giza Pyramids and even the earliest known monumental architecture. This would imply a lost civilization, though such dating lacks substantiation. Artifacts or records within the chambers could reveal new details about Old Kingdom society, technology, or even pre-pharaonic cultures, potentially validating myths like the Hall of Records. Global impact. The discovery would draw unprecedented attention to Giza, boosting tourism and research funding, though it risks sensationalism overshadowing science. However, these implications hinge on confirmation, which remains elusive given the current evidence. To resolve the debate, several steps are necessary. Peer review publication in a reputable journal with raw data, methodology, and error analysis is essential for credibility. Independent verification, replication by other teams using SAR, seismic imaging, or alternative methods could validate or refute the findings. Excavation physical exploration, though invasive and subject to Egyptian approval, is the gold standard. Past digs took years to authorize, suggesting a long timeline. Public disclosure transparency about funding, data processing, and researcher affiliations would address credibility concerns. As of March 30, 2025, none of these steps have occurred, leaving the claims in limbo. The alleged discovery of a vast underground complex beneath the Khafre Pyramid is a compelling narrative that blends cutting-edge technology with ancient enigma. The reported structures, 5 chambers, 8 deep shafts, and 2 massive cubic chambers, promise a paradigm shift, potentially linking to the mythical Hall of Records and challenging the pyramid's tomb-only narrative. Yet the absence of peer-reviewed evidence, skepticism from Egyptologists like Zahi Hawass, and technical doubts about SR's capabilities cast significant doubt. The researchers' bold assertions, coupled with their fringe associations, further muddy the waters. This is not the first time Giza has sparked controversy. Muon-detected voids in 2017 faced similar scrutiny, but the scale and implications here are unprecedented. Until rigorous validation emerges, the discovery remains a fascinating hypothesis rather than fact, a reminder of both the pyramid's enduring mysteries and the scientific rigor required to unravel them. As the debate unfolds, the world watches, awaiting evidence that could either rewrite history or reaffirm the status quo.